organic, unpredictable, unknown, lovely, beautiful, a sense of fulfillment. This is part of the pleasures of life and not the chores of life.
Coming up tonight on Daily Iowan TV, the holiday season is officially here. We'll take a look at some of the safety precautions the fire department suggests when it comes to decorations.
And the Iowa State Fairgrounds is listed for something special in Time magazine.
The #2 wrestling program in the country had the second biggest test of the year on Friday. Find out more in sports.
All that and more coming up.
Daily Iowan TV starts now. Good evening and thanks for joining us. I'm Nikki Crossway.
And I'm Jeremy Meyer. The Iowa State Fairgrounds is a pretty popular place on Instagram these days. According to Time magazine, a record-breaking 1.1 million people checked in on the social media site to the fairground this past August, including Senator Hillary Clinton and former Senator Tom Harkin. However, they won't be the only candidates who will be able to say they have made an appearance at the popular location. Republican presidential candidate Donald Trump will stop by this upcoming Friday in a campaign rally.
Early Monday morning, many Eastern senior citizens boarded a charter bus for Des Moines. The Legislative Oversight Committee is meeting today to discuss the push to privatize Iowa's Medicaid system. Many of those who left from Cedar Rapids today are planning to protest the change, saying the decision is being made too quickly. Governor Branstad said they want to privatize because of rising Medicaid costs.
As the holiday season rolls around, the lights are starting to come out. Depending on the company, though, many Iowa City landlords don't allow their tenants to put up decorations that could be potentially dangerous to themselves and to their property. Decorations like string lights and live Christmas trees can be highly flammable, making them a no-go for some Iowa City rentals. According to the National Fire Protection Association, 2 of every 5 home decoration fires are started by candles, and 1 in 4 tree fires is caused by a heat source being too close.
This time of year, there's a lot of fires because everybody is inside and they don't get outside as much. And then if they actually do put live trees up, if you don't take proper care of those things can, once they start on fire, go up really quick.
This is why it's so important to take proper care of your tree. Putting it on a stand, watering it daily, and keeping it away from other heat sources are crucial to fire prevention.
Walmart is suing Puerto Rico over a tax hike. The island owes over $70 billion in debt and has increased taxes in hopes of coming up with the money. Walmart estimates it will now have to pay 91.5% of its income in Puerto Rico in taxes. There are 55 stores on the island which employ up to close to 15,000 people. Walmart has said they could reconsider operations on the island if anything changes.
An 86-year-old Iowa City woman is being celebrated for her dedication to local students. The Iowa City School District worker spent 5 days a week in the schools helping elementary kids learn to read. Betty Adams has been at the Alexander Elementary School for 2 decades. Miss Betty works with the students throughout the school day and on an individual basis as well. She says knowing that it means so much to the kids makes it easy to keep going in.
For those looking to make this holiday season a little merrier, you might not need to look further than the local animal shelter. You can make a difference in the life of a furry animal in need of some love this season. Daily Iowan TV reporter F.A. Unra brought us into a day in the life of the furry pets at the Animal Adoption Center.
As the holiday season approaches, adopting a pet might just be one great addition to your household. The Iowa City Animal Care and Adoption Center houses about 100 to 120 animals, most of which are cats. The shelter runs at about 80% feline, 15% canine, and a menagerie of other little animals such as rabbits and guinea pigs. The shelter supervisor talks about how the winter season could affect the animals.
Fall and winter, really, even if it's December and it's like 40 degrees outside, is great. I love it. I don't want the snow. But one thing I will say about when it does get really deep freeze and cold, that usually those animals, outdoor animals, will hunker down and they're not moving around as much and they're not breeding. So that does slow the breeding season down.
Adopting a pet is not only beneficial to you, but it also gives room for other animals that might need a home.
But it's a wonderful time to add a family pet. And, it just makes the holidays all the more special when you open up your home to an animal that's homeless. So, then you taking an animal out of the animal shelter gives some space for another animal that, needs a place to go too.
The shelter is currently running its deal to incentivize people to consider adoption. This is Afe Ironrow reporting from the Iowa City Animal Shelter for Daily Iowan TV.
You can learn more about the furry animals at the shelter this Sunday at their open house. Not sure if you're ready to adopt an animal yet? The shelter says volunteering and donations are always welcome.
An Iowa City woman was arrested this weekend and accused of giving her 2 children unsubscribed medication that landed one of the kids in the hospital. According to police reports, both children had negative reactions to the medication. However, one of the children's reactions was so severe, the ambulance was called and the child was placed in the hospital. The mother of 2, Tammy Escher, is currently being charged with 2 counts of child endangerment causing bodily injury. Now being held on a $10,000 bond. If convicted on both accounts, Escher could face up to 10 years in prison.
Well, Jeremy, I had to bundle up today going to class and coming to work. It got so chilly today.
Well, it's clearly December. It feels like winter is upon us for now. Let's toss it over to the weather studio where Haley Van Dyke is standing by.
Thanks, Jeremy, Nikki. Gloomy weekend, gloomy week. Sadly, Tuesday will be an overcast with temps of 34 in the morning. With a slight chance of rain in the afternoon, temperatures will rise up to 46. As that sun goes down around 4:35, temperatures will be around 44 degrees. Let's take a look at the rest of the week. Wednesday, we will have clear skies with a high of 49 and a low of 37. Thursday through Saturday will be in the low 50s. Thursday, we'll have partly cloudy skies with temps of 53 and a low of 35. Friday will be 53 with partly cloudy skies as well of a low of 42. Don't forget that umbrella on Saturday and Sunday because there is a 60% chance of rain. On Saturday, there will be temps around 50 degrees. Finishing off the week, temperatures will be at 42 and 32 degrees on Sunday. That's all we have for you guys for the rest of the week. Now back to you guys at the desk.
After a high-speed chase with police, a Coralville man was found with 2 pounds of marijuana, 31 grams of heroin, and a 4-year-old child passenger in his car. 37-year-old Sultan Bismillah was first spotted for a speeding violation, but then he refused to pull over. The chase weaved through residential areas of Coralville. Bismillah reached a speed of 135 miles per hour in a 65-mile-per-hour zone. He eventually surrendered to the officers. If convicted, Bismillah could face up to 7 years in prison.
Beijing has been hidden by thick smog for the past week. Government officials have issued the first ever red alert for the pollution in the city. The alert will be in effect until Tuesday through Thursday. Construction work has been canceled and many large vehicles are under traffic restrictions in efforts to eliminate the smog.
Well, Hawkeye fans everywhere are making plans to support the Iowa football team in the 2016 Rose Bowl game. Some are even willing to pay hundreds of dollars. This past weekend, StubHub.com crashed after Hawkeye fans flooded the site. Now, as of Monday morning, the cheapest tickets for the matchup against the Pac-12 champion Stanford Cardinal are over $500. But for those wanting to watch the game in their comfort of their own home, not to worry. ABC will air the granddaddy of them all on New Year's Day on television.
Well, Jeremy, I'll definitely be watching the game from my couch.
Well, hopefully we'll be there, but we'll have to see what happens. For now, let's toss it over to Laura Belanda standing by in the sports studio.
Thanks for joining us tonight as a lot of Hawkeye sports were in action over the weekend. The Iowa wrestling squad hosted its 3rd dual meet on Friday, and it ended up closer than what many expected. Jordan Maloney has more.
The second-ranked University of Iowa wrestling team opened up their December competition at home Friday, December 4th at Carver Hawkeye Arena. The Hawkeyes defeated South Dakota State 28-15. The black and gold opened up with a pin from Thomas Gilman in the 125-pound weight class, and Sammy Brooks added a second pin for the Hawkeyes at 184 pounds.
Gilman started off, bonus points. Good hustle awareness by Brooks, bonus points. And 5 stall calls will get you thrown out of a match. Good bonus points by our heavyweight.
Between the pair of pins, takedowns came from Corey Clark and Alex Meyer. But it was an 8-0 major decision victory from sophomore Brandon Sorensen that set Iowa apart. the Hawkeyes are still not satisfied.
I don't think anybody's ever satisfied in a program like this with standards like us and the coaches have. I don't think 10 national champs and then maybe we'd be satisfied.
And right now, I would say that we gotta be ready to go when Rutgers comes in.
Next up, the Hawkeyes take on conference opponent Rutgers at home on December 10th. That's all for today in wrestling. I'm Jordan Maloney with Daily Iowan TV Sports.
Iowa women's basketball improved their record to 8-1 on the season. Alec Giannakopoulos was on the scene for the victory over Robert Morris University. Alec?
After 2.5 weeks away from Carver Hawkeye Arena, the Hawkeyes finally came back home with a challenge, hosting Robert Morris University this Sunday. Robert Morris got off to an early 10-point lead in the first quarter, thanks to some hot hands and some big three-pointers, but that didn't faze the Hawkeyes and Lisa Bluter.
I don't feel like we panicked. I don't feel like anybody, went crazy or anything. We just thought we're going to start chipping away at this. We're unhappy about it, but we're going to start chipping away with it. We didn't get high percentage shots, so we weren't shooting well from three. Second half, we did a much better job of getting higher percentage shots, and our shooting percentage went up. But I will say I thought our defense was very good. This is a team that averages 75 points a game, held them to 50, so 25 points below their average.
Allie Disterhoff led all in scoring with 16 points, and she credits a part of her success to being back in Carver for the first time in 17 days.
We'd been away from home for 17 days or so, so it was nice to be able to come out and get a good win in front of our fans, as Coach Bluter talked about. Really just a lot of assists, low turnovers, and that's what we were really focusing on this week in practice.
This quick stop at home is just that, as Iowa will then have to go next Friday to Ames to continue the Cy-Hawk rivalry, in which they will look to rise to 8-1 and continue to climb the AP poll. For Daily Iowan TV, this is Alec Giannakopoulos reporting from Carver Hawkeye Arena.
The men's and women's gymnastics teams kicked off their season with the black and gold inter-squad meet at the Fieldhouse this past weekend. Both teams put their practice to the test to gauge where they stand within the squad in terms of the upcoming meets. Daily Iowan's Holly Reimer has more.
It was the black against the gold as both the women and men split up their squad into two teams to showcase their routines in some friendly competition and to get a feel for the upcoming season. Although women's coach Larissa Libby said there were some inconsistencies, she loves the energy of the 22-member team and is excited to see where this season will take them.
I feel good about the chemistry, and to me that's the most important thing. You can't put a team out there and be successful if they don't trust each other, they're not loyal to each other, they're not disciplined, focused on the right thing, and focused on the right thing for us is on each other.
Next up is the Cancun Classic on January 2nd, a meet that senior Allie Glover said the team will be well prepared for.
We got out here and kind of got our mistakes out, felt what we need to work on. So now we have pretty much a whole month. We can get back in the gym, tweak those areas, work on that little stuff, and be ready to go to Cancun.
As for the men's team, Coach J.D. Reeve was happy to have his expectations exceeded.
I want to kind of gauge where we are physically and mentally, and they handled everything actually better than I had anticipated.
The meet was a first-time debut for this season for all members, but for 5 freshmen, it was their first debut as a Hawkeye.
It's a big transition going from high school to college, but I love it. The team's great, and I'm just so excited for this season.
Senior gymnast Delvecchio Orozco says he's able to see all of his work come full circle as he makes the transition into his last year as a gym hawk.
I see the freshmen and I see them develop, and I'm watching them grow and gain more muscle, and it's just such an awesome experience because I was in their shoes just yesterday. It's pretty magical just watching things unfold and watching not only them but myself mature as a gymnast.
The team will have their season opener at the Windy City Invitational in Chicago on January 17. Next up is some intense training during their time away from classes this December and January. This is Holly Reimer, Daily Iowan TV.
As Holly said, both squads will start back up with competition in early January. That's it for sports tonight. Nikki and Jeremy, back to you.
Well, that's all we have for you tonight on Daily Iowan TV.
Be sure to check out our website, dailyiowan.com, for all the latest news. For Daily Iowan TV, I'm Nikki Crossway.
And I'm Jeremy Meyer. Have a great night.